Article 72. It talks about power of president to grant pardons, etc., and to suspend, remit, or commute sentences in certain cases. It talks about in what all cases president can give pardon or commute. Article 1 says, clause 1 says, the president shall have the power to grant pardons, reprieves, respites, or remissions of punishment, or to suspend, remit, or commute the sentence of any person convicted of any offence listed below. Basically, commuting means like decreasing the severity of punishment. Like for example, if some person has been given death penalty, commuting means like making it into a life imprisonment. That's what commuting means. President can do that also. Like he can commute any death penalty to life sentence. That's what president can do. Subclause A says, in all cases where the punishment or sentence is by a court martial. Now, what's a court martial? Court martial is nothing but a military court. Normally, military have their own courts to prosecute any crimes done by military people. Like so that's what a court martial is there. Court martial is. Like if a military court has given a death penalty to some soldier, then president can pardon it or commute it. That's what it says. B says, in all cases where the punishment or sentence is for an offence against any law relating to a matter to which the executive power of the union extends. We all know that India is some kind of federal structure. That means powers are divided between the union government and the state government. That means union government has executive power only on certain areas and state government has executive and legislative power on some other areas. And there are some areas in which both state and central government can make laws. So basically what this subclause says is that if there is a certain law which on certain area in which on which only on which union government has its executive power, and if some person has broken that law, then only president can pardon it. But let's say there is some other area in which there is some other area which falls under state government, and if any person has broken that law, then president can't pardon it. Pardon or commute or suspend or anything. President can't do anything. President can pardon only areas in which executive power of the UN extends, not everywhere. We will understand this better when we see about a list. Like there are three kinds of lists: union list, state list, and concurrent list. We will come to that later. That will be explained later. Next, third, C says, in all cases where the sentence is a sentence of death. That means president can pardon, commute, or anything if the sentence is death. That means even if a law that falls under state government is broken, like let's say subclause B said that only president can pardon only when an offence is made against any law which falls under the executive power of union. But let's say some offence was made against any law which falls under state government and the punishment was death sentence, then president can pardon it. That's what it says. Even though it doesn't fall under the union list, president can pardon it as long as it is a death sentence. That's what it says. Clause 2 says, nothing in subclause A of clause shall affect the power conferred by law on any officer of the armed forces of the union to suspend, remit, or commute a sentence passed by a court martial. Basically what it means is that let's say there is a court martial and some officer has a right to pardon or commute or whatever, then that particular power is not taken away by this article. That means that power given to that officer is still remaining. He still has that. Similarly, 3 also talks about the same thing, about governor. Like governor still has rights. nothing in subclause C of clause 1 shall affect the power to suspend, remit or commute a sentence of death exercisable by the governor of a state under any law for the time being in force. Like we all know like there are certain laws that fall under state government, and if some person breaks those law, only governor can uh, remit or commute any sentence. I mean that power still exists with the government. Like that power still exists with the governor. It has not been taken away by this particular article. That's what it says. But one thing that we need to remember is that governor cannot pardon cases like court martial, like some some punishment was given by court martial, then governor cannot pardon those things. Those things fall solely under president. Also death sentence. Death sentence can be pardoned only by the president. Governor cannot pardon or commute death sentence. That power solely lies with the president. That's what we need to remember.